Hi there, Sandra here from Create in Spain. Today I am using Procreate again. Now this little doodle here I did myself, but it is simply a doodle for demonstration purposes. What I want to do today is to show you how to use a reference layer. It is in fact very useful for those of you who might want to make stickers or labels or other things, and you want to make them similar but not quite the same, if you see what I mean. You want to change the colours. Don't take any notice of the fact it says layer 2. I've made layers on this doing various things and just deleted them. Now I have at the moment switched on the background colour because it just makes it look a little brighter. So this is a line drawing. It has no colour fill. The only fill it has in it is this colour layer on the back. So if I come into the layer and I tap on the blue bit, and I come right down to the bottom, we see reference. And this is now my reference layer. Swipe, and I want to take that off of view. I want to swipe, I want to duplicate it. This one here, I want to lock. So that's always going to be there. I won't risk losing that unless I take the lock off. But this one here is now in need of being named a reference layer. So we can now tap on this, so we can see it, and we are not seeing the layer underneath because I've switched that one off. Add another layer to this. Change the colour to a different colour, palettes, and find a grey here. And I'm going to drag and drop that into there. I'm going to choose a pink, and I'm going to drag and drop. Now, when you do a colour drop, I just missed it there. When you do a colour drop, one of the things that comes up is this continue filling. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Continue filling. So if I do that and then I do continue filling, I tap on the continue filling, I can just tap on these areas and it will fill it in for me. So that's another little tip for you. And I want to tap inside these. Whoops. Did the edge then, I need to do the middle. If you can't get to the middle, make it bigger and then you'll be able to do it. Just pinch in and out to get to the bits that you need to get to. But what you'll notice is that this layer is entirely separate from the drawn lines, which means you can work on this layer without affecting the drawn lines. Now, if you happen to want to change the colour, and you think, well, okay, I want a page of stickers and I want a grey elephant, and maybe I want a pink elephant. So you can have another layer on here. You can change this to another colour, whatever you fancy. Let's go for pink. And we can colour drop and it goes pink. But you still have your grey layer. This is a completely different layer. By the same token, if you want to, you can change the outside layer colour to another colour. Let's go for purple. Now we're still working on this layer here. And if I zoom out, because that will make it so much easier, onto the line and onto this line here, I now have an elephant with a purple outline. I haven't lost this outline, I haven't lost this colour, I've just got a completely different colour elephant there. So I'm going to get rid of this one because I don't want it. I'm back to my normal elephant. The other thing that you can do, if you work on this layer only, you put an alpha lock on there. So nothing outside that grey infill is going to get coloured. And this can be quite handy because what you can do is you can take, for example, an airbrush, a soft airbrush. Let's take the size down a bit. Let's give this a darker grey and go around here, around here. Now remember what we did in the last one, we went to the Gaussian blur. So let's go to Gaussian blur and see what happens when we drag the cursor over. we get some shading. When we go to the layers, you can see that it is applied to that layer only. It's not affecting anything else. Now, if I wanted to have it completely separate, I could, let's undo what I've done here. I could put another layer on top. I could do a clipping mask because that will go to the layer down below. And again, I could come in with my brush and put some shading on. Come into my effects, go for Gaussian blur, left to right till I get the effect that I want. Say that's what I'm happy with. Now this layer is completely separate. I can choose to have the blur on it and have it look like that, or I can choose not to have it look like that. And if I want to combine all my layers afterwards, I can. Or I can keep whatever layers I like separate. If you combine your layers, it will go into a group, which is fine because in a group you can still switch layers on and off. If I tap on here, you see you've got combine down. I tap on this and we have what's called a new group, but they are still able to be altered. Now, if I were to do a merge down, those layers would be combined and then that's it. You can't do anything else with them. So bear that in mind when you're using the function. But that's what the reference layer does for you. It allows you to keep your outlines and your fill separate, to apply different colors or different effects. And if I add in another layer here, come to my brushes and go to something, what should we have? Objects. I've got flakes here and I'm going to put flakes on. I'm going to put purple ones. So I'm in this layer, but I'm going to be working on that layer there, and oops, that needs to be a bit bigger so we can actually see it. There we go. We have a patterned elephant, and that is on that lower fill area only. We still have the separate lines. The other reason to keep that as a reference layer might be for safety reasons. If you are getting carried away with your art and you're doing various things and you didn't actually make copies of anything, a reference layer at the end of the day gives you a little safety net. If you go over lines or something like that, and you want to make the outline darker, or maybe you didn't make it dark enough and you want to multiply that effect, you can simply put your reference layer over the top of the last layer that you did, and the lines are going to be drawn on the top of it. So that is what it does. It's very useful, very easy to use, great fun to play around with, and if you're making stickers, it's a valuable tool to learn. That's it for today. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again soon. Please like, subscribe if you haven't. And obviously, leave comments down below. They're always nice to read.